I've gone through a number of different schedules since I last chatted about this. Last August, I think, is when I made the video, because a lot has changed. Like, we moved, the twins are getting older, and for all of you that have toddlers, you know how big of a difference that makes. And so in this video, I'm going to share my new schedule with you, which is really working well for me. But before I do that, I looked back on my old video, which I'll link above if anybody's interested in, but I wanted to assess exactly what's changed really. And I noticed a few big things. First, I had things set up kind of in terms, like set up based around unit studies. And I've really switched into kind of the Build Your Library, Torchlight Ancient History plan, which I'll link my video above for how I'm combining those two programs. But it's really streamlined it. I feel a lot less scattered just being able to follow those curriculums. Number 2, which is a big one, I moved morning time. So it was in the morning first thing, and I think I've shared this maybe in a different video. I can't quite remember, but it wasn't working very well. It was like using the best time for the twins and not doing math and reading, which are the hardest things to do with my big kids. So what I did is I just moved our morning time subjects to snack time after we have done some more important subjects, which I'll share in just a bit. And the third thing I have noticed is that I have adjusted the blocks for our skill subjects. I had them arranged differently, and I have definitely fine-tuned this aspect of our schedule. So this is definitely my March win, my homeschooling win for the month, because it has just been so helpful for me, and I feel like we have really settled into a schedule that works for both me and the kids. And so like I said, I love to make these videos because I love to stop and think about the things that are going well. Not just the things that are going badly, but the things that are going well in my homeschool. And I would love to hear, what are your March wins? What's going really well? I always love hearing about these in the comments and commenting back, so please share below. And next, I'll get into my schedule. And so I will explain it here, but I am thinking about potentially doing a day in the life video. I haven't done one of those on this channel because my homeschool is chaotic. And so I'll try and film one and see how it goes and see if it's even worth uploading, as long as you guys are interested in that. So let me know that below as well. Anyway, so my day, how does my day start? My day usually starts at 5 a.m. I tend to set my alarm a little bit before 5 so I can actually get out of bed around 5. And the first thing I do is we got a bike, a stationary bike, not a Peloton, but one of the other brands. And I like to do a ride in the morning, and then I shower and get ready. And then I have some time doing like a devotional and praying with my husband before I start making breakfast at 7 o'clock, because the kids are allowed out of their rooms at 7 o'clock. So that's kind of my 2-hour window for myself to work out, get ready, do some reading, and then get going for the day. So 7, everybody's out. I'm starting to make breakfast, and then we have breakfast around 7:30. And what I've started to do, which has really helped me out, is I've started to make sure my breakfast is ready at the same time as the kids, and then we all eat together, and that way I'm able to do our Bible together. I picked up a 1-year Bible, and it's actually just the right amount of Bible reading and questions and discussion and things like that the kids are engaged. And I also have a book on manners. So I'm using that in a character development sort of way, and it's been really good. Those two things are perfect amount to kind of stretch us through breakfast time. And by the time that's done, usually everybody's done eating, and I send the big kids to start doing their chores. And these are just the like hygiene chores. So you're talking like make bed, get dressed, brush teeth. And at that same time, I'm cleaning up. So I'm cleaning up the breakfast dishes. I'm getting the twins all ready to go for the day, and I'm collecting the things that they're going to do. And so we have this storage closet downstairs where I keep all of the games and toys and different things that are in bins. And that's where I kind of rotate it. It's a very loose, casual rotation system. But what helps is that a lot of times the twins haven't seen these toys for a while. And so I'll bring a number of those up for the day before we start the big kid school. So around 8:15, we're not really tied to the clock per se, but that's typically when everybody's done with their chores and I call back my kids. And at this point, what I decided, so how I'm running my skills section for my kids, so these are the like math, reading, handwriting, all the skills subjects that I really need to focus my time on with my kids individually. So what I've decided to do is my son is in first grade and my daughter's in kind of early kindergarten. So I'm working in blocks. So I start with my son, and it's usually math. I do give him the choice of reading or math, but he usually picks math, and we start working on his math. We do the lesson. I've been using the Singapore Math Live, so he gets on the computer a little bit for that, and then we work through a lot of the other stuff together because he can't read the instructions yet. So I definitely can't walk away, and it's Singapore math, so you can't really walk away anyway. And so we do his math section, and that also includes logic, and I have a workbook for money, for counting money and things like that. So we're working on those math concepts. At this point, my daughter is playing with the twins. This is when they play with all of those toys that I have brought up from downstairs, or they just play some imaginary game, or they create a slide on the stairs, all sorts of things they're welcome to play. And really the timing works because my daughter's attention span to play with them isn't huge, but it's enough for math. And so we get through math and then we switch. And I start working with my daughter. And for her, I can get everything done. I can do her math, her reading, her handwriting, and her logic worksheets all in a smaller and shorter amount of time. And it's not too taxing for her. So we switch. And my son plays with the twins. And after she's done, I get my son back and we do more of the language arts. So we do his reading program, do grammar and narration and handwriting and things like that on that side of my daughter, and she goes and plays with the twins. And it works out well enough because the twins are getting different people, and it's not big stretches. Like my son just can't do it all at once, nor should he have to. That's a lot of brain work. And so I feel like a big break in the middle for him really works out, and he ends up usually taking the twins down to play Legos, which works out for everybody. That has been a huge change that has really worked because the twins have been my most challenging part of homeschool, I would say. And so to move on from that, so I finish up with my son's language arts, and then what we do is we go into snack time, which sometimes can be a little bit later, so it pushes our day, but that's okay, they can handle it usually. So we do a snack time, and then I do like our morning basket, if you will, but really it's a lot of the stuff for Build Your Library and Torchlight. So we do all the history stuff, we do the science, art study, poetry, geography, any of the maps that go with history, and the timeline. That's all kind of within this snack time frame. And obviously the snack doesn't last that long, but I'm able to contain it most days to get what we need done. Sometimes we can't, and that's okay. And then at this point, we're somewhat done. It depends on the day. Sometimes I'll have to finish out some of my son's language arts after snack time. It just really depends. But a lot of times we're done at this point, and then it's like lunch prep time frame. And either they go play, or I let them watch like an educational show, which they've been loving, the Weird But True, which was a recommendation from Kayla over at Love Learning Every Day, I think is her channel. I'll link her below. She's great. And so if anybody else has any good recommendations on things like that, they're not like documentaries, but they're shows that are educational for the 7 to 5-year-old kind of range, I would love any recommendations below. We're trying to watch less TV. They end up playing pretty well, and it's also getting warmer, so we'll be able to go outside more. And then the day just goes with like quiet time, where I tend to either read or do stuff for YouTube, and then playtime, free play, dinner time, after dinner. And usually we do our read aloud either after dinner, or it's kind of their bedtime reading. We'll just get them in pajamas earlier and we'll read more at that point. And so currently that's where I have the read aloud time. So there are a few things that I want to add to our schedule, but I want to do it slowly because I'm liking our schedule and I don't want it all to fall apart. So what I do want to add is I want to add kind of an afternoon chore, because I need some help around the house. These kids are messy, and I need to teach them how to better clean up. We had some systems in place before we moved, and then a lot of things got dropped just in the process of moving. And so I just need to get a system kind of back up and running and get them used to that and become a habit again, because I believe they can do it. I just need to lead on that, and I haven't been wanting to do it. The other thing I want to add is I want to add more silent reading time. And granted, both of my kids aren't quite fluent with reading, so it's not like I can just hand them books. I think they would feel more fluent with their reading if they had a little bit more time at silent reading time. I'm not quite sure. I'm still kind of working that idea out. And the other thing I would like is potentially more read aloud time. I just love reading to my kids. My kids love it. And it's just more finding the time in our day. And maybe it's kind of a before we all do quiet time, snuggle on the couch sort of thing. But by that time, the twins are really tired and they're cranky and mischievous. So I'm not sure if that's the best time, but then after quiet time, they just need some free play. So I'm not sure. Anyway, if you guys have some good ideas or some tips about times of day that you do read alouds, I would love that. I would love any recommendations. So this is working really well for us, and I think it should be working just fine for the rest of the spring term semester. So that is my win for March. Please remember to share yours below. What's been going well? What are you celebrating in your homeschool? And so that is what I have for this video. Please consider liking it if you liked it, and subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed, and I will see you in the next homeschooling video. All right, have a wonderful day.